Hello, and welcome to the first proper episode of the Interim series, where we'll be looking at Capital Country Busways. Here we are here at the headquarters garage in Ware, in Hertfordshire, which, if you don't know where Ware is here. It is to the north of London, it's right next to Hertford. And yeah, I have a very sizable network going on, and there's a lot. Also, I have some London country things that really should be United Counties or whatever, because, yeah, I'm taking London country way further out than London country ever ran. But, you know, it's not London country, it's Capital Country and modern, not from, like, the 70s. Anywho, we are here at, I think I'm calling this Capital Country Busways North. So yes, we have many garages, not a huge number, but we have Ware, Stevenage, Harlow, Enfield, Potter's Bar, Edgware, Luton, Harrow, Watford, and Romford. Some of the garages, I think it's Enfield, Edgware, Harrow, and Romford, also have Capital Busways, which of course are our London operation. So let's head over to Edgware, because I've just done some livery work. These are some Lion City 12Es. So yes, I should say, this is bang up to date. This is a 75 plate bus we're looking at. And I'm going to paint as many of these as I can muster. So let's go import repaint. That's the south coast. We're not there at the moment. We're here, Capital Country. Look, I'm opening this folder, finally. And this is the Capital Busways livery. And yes, dual door. And round door rather than dots. And a round door, not dots. It's nice. It's very nice. There we go. Edgware. Paint up that. These are for the 251, which I have extended from Arnos Grove down to Golders Green. Not Golders Green, Wood Green. Just to improve the connectivity in that area. And such. We have a bunch of electric buses. Well, almost all of the fleet is electric, because it's set now. But so there will be a lot of buses moving down to the south coast from Capital Country because of this massive electric shift. I would really like to have some BYD Enviros, because that's a nice, like, early electric bus. That would be really, really nice to have. But yes, these are some modern ones. I love the Lion City Electric, and it's just wonderful to have it in the game. That's new painting, not import. There you go. So yes, the other vehicle types that you can see in this Capital section is BD, they are BYD BD11s, and WVH, they are B5TL, or not B5TL, B5LH Right Eclipse Gemini 3s. Because of course, any save that has London has to have some of those. Although the original batch of WVHs are not in the game yet, because I don't have their route. And I'm not gonna have their route for a little bit, because this is Capital Country, not Capital. So I'm not focusing on their territory for long at all, or for, you know, for too much at all. But I have a lot of repainting to do. I'm going to just repaint all the buses here, because I want to get... I just want to get a move on, basically. And it takes a long time to go through the routes. I wasn't anticipating for that New Year's episode to be so long, but here we are. They do look really nice when you paint them up and you give them their back entrance. It's really nice. Back entrance buses, dual door buses aren't a rear entry type sitch. They're one way in, one way out. But that is all of the Lion cities that we have at Edgware right now, fully repainted and ready to go. These are some BYD BD11s. I think they look so much better for the treatment that I have given them than they do in real life. This is the variant that's branded up for the 142, which runs, as it does in real life, from Watford to Brent Cross, through Bushey, Stanmore and Edgware. However, unlike real life, I've made it run 24/7. Because I'm nice like that. And here we have some Geminis, which means I've not gotten a correct livery, but I have one that has a correct letter in it. Of course, these are for the 102. And actually, I'm not going to do these. I'm going to do the ones at Enfield. Enfield is a hybrid garage, so to speak, in that it has electric, well, it has electric and hybrid buses, but it also has both Capital Country buses, like these beautiful Enviro 400 EVs, and Capital Busways buses, like these BYD BD11s. And these V5LH Gemini 3s. So I'm going to get all of these painted up. These are for the 41, and they look really nice. That's worked so well. Oh no. That's unfortunate, but either way, they look really, really good. Import repaint. E. I will go over the network in detail once we have the 47's WVHs repainted. Oh, not 47, 41. 41. The 41 is a real route, as is the 251, and just like the 251, how I extended it to Wood Green, I've extended the 41 from Tottenham Hale across to Chingford Mount. Because I think that just... it improves the connectivity in that bit of northeast London that's a bit weird. On some corridors in that part of northeast London, the connectivity is great. On others, not so much. So, yeah, that's the concept. And these are my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful WVHs. I just wanted to have the different windows. I forgot that would be the other way around. Oops. It's been that long since I lived in London, I forgot that London buses, you know, they have it on the bottom. But anywho, 41 has a very high vehicle requirement because it's a London bus route. Our London bus routes are very frequent. It has been very fun working this this save up with such high vehicle requirements. But I think it's a good idea if you want to do a London save to either start in London's very outskirts or even just outside, because in those areas you can get away with the lower frequencies that you can afford to run at the early game and expand into London. That's the best way to do it in my view. Obviously you can always just go all in and just have at it, but you know, you can play the game how you want. That's just my recommendation, is to take it a bit easy and start from the outskirts and work your way in, so that you don't overwhelm yourself in the early game. You know, build up a good war chest that you can use to expand into town with. The 41 has an insane vehicle requirement, by the way. Like, this is one route. This is one route's allocation. E. I also have buses for RM, which is Romford. They are for the 66, which runs between Leytonstone and Romford. No, not export. Oh no, it's opened that. There we go. Enfield. And the final one is WVH 108. There we go. Aren't these lovely? These are really, really pretty now. I want to take a screenshot with them, but this save isn't Capital Busways, it's Capital Country. Oh well, I've taken a screenshot. I've taken another because my mouse was in it. There we are. There's those. So yes, this is a massive map. In the bottom left corner, which is the southwest corner, we have Ruislip. In the southeast corner, we have Romford, and sort of this way, that's Emerson Park. So Romford, sort of Emerson Park. In the northeast corner, takes a while, we have Newport. And in the northwest corner, again, takes a while, we have Barton-le-Clay, which is north of Luton. And yeah, we've got Watford, we've got Harrow, we've got Edgware, Barnet, Potters Bar, St Albans, Hatfield, Welwyn, up to Stevenage, Hitchin. There's really a lot we can do, and there are so many routes on this map, because I have been making very good use of the school buses DLC on this map. But let's start with our routes. Our network of lines, we have the H1 in Hertford, that goes to Foxholes, the H2 to Harford Heath, the H3 to Hornsmill, the H4 to Seal Farm South and the H5 to Seal Farm North, the H6 and H7 to Bengio, west and east, and then we move over to Harlow, where the town network is very much still a work in progress, with the 11 from Harlow Mill Station to Catherine's, the 11A from Harlow to Harlow Mill via Harlow Town Station, the 14s A and C to Latin Bush, the 15s A and C from Harlow Town Station to Church Langley, and the 19 from Harlow Town to Markhall South. Then we have town services in Stevenage, starting with 50, which runs to Great Ashby, and the 51, which also runs to Great Ashby but a different way. 52's A and C to St Nicholas, 53's A and C to Chells Manor, 54's A and C to Chells, 55 and 56 from Lister Hospital to Poplars, 57's A and C to Broadwater, 58's A and C to Todd's Green and Lister Hospital, and that's that. Oh no, there isn't. And there is also the 150 from Broadwater to Lister Hospital via the outside, like a Stevenage Superloop. I knew I didn't need an and. Then we head down to St Albans for the 70s network, starting with the 70 from Marshalswick to Bricket Wood, the 71 from New Greens to London Coney, the 72 from Verulam to Coney Heath, a 73 from St Stephen's to Marshalswick, the 74 from a different part of St Stephen's to New Greens, the 75 from St Julian's to Oakwood, the 76 from Puddingston to Marshalswick, the 77 from Bricketwood to Howwood, the 77A Bricketwood Town Service, and then into Potters Barland we have the 83 London Coney Town Service, the 84 Potters Bar Town Service, and the 85 which runs to the Royal Veterinary College, which I'm probably going to get rid of because it's just making the allocation at Potters Bar a nightmare. Then we get into the mainline routes, starting first with the United Counties section of the map, with the 100 from Luton Airport to Stevenage, very similar to the real-life 100, and very similar to its real-life counterpart, the 101. The 100 also has a counterpart in the 101 that goes a slightly different way, a bit more locally, from Luton Town Centre to Stevenage. Then we have the 102 from Luton Town Centre to Baldock via Hitchin and Letchworth, and the 103 from Luton to Barton. Then we have the 104 from Luton to Stevenage cross country via Breachwood Green, Kimpton, Codicote, Old Nebworth and Nebworth. And the 105 from Luton Town Centre to Welwyn Garden City. Then we have to head over to this side of the map. There's a lot of running around this map. From Upshur to Potters Bar we have the 240, the 241 from Upshur to Hammond Street, the 242 from Waltham Abbey to Hatfield with some services terminating at Hammond Street, and the 243 from Cuffley to Cheshunt. Then we have the 298 from Southgate to Potter's Bar. I've cut that back from Arnos Grove for reasons best known to me when I did it. Then we have the 301 from Harlow to Bishop Stortford. Where is the 301? There's the 301. Yes, from Harlow to Bishop Stortford. Sorry, not Stortford. Stansted Airport, direct via Sawbridgeworth. Then there's the 302 from Harlow to Stansted Airport via High Wyche, Sawbridgeworth, and some more places in Bishop Stortford, as well as some of the facilities at Stansted Airport. And the 303 from Harlow to Bishop Stortford via Lower Shearing, Sawbridgeworth, and just everywhere in Bishop Stortford. Then we have to head back into London for the 307 from Enfield Island Village to Barnet Hospital, which is complemented between Enfield Town Centre and Barnet Hospital by the 308, which extends on the other side out to Edgware. Then we have probably the most iconic route on the map, the 310 from Enfield up to Hertford, the original form of the 310. I can't remember when they got rid of this form of the 310, but now if you want to do this route, you can do this route, turn for turn, stop for stop, in the 317 and the 310 combined. You have to change it Waltham Cross. But that is why TfL brought in the route 317. Then the 313, which in real life runs from Chingford to Potter's Bar. I have extended it every second bus up to Hatfield. Then we have the 314 from Harlow to Welwyn Garden City via Roydon, St Margaret's, Ware, Hertford and Hartingford-Bury. The 314A does a more local routing just between Hertford and Welwyn Garden City via Hartingford-Bury, Letty Green and I think this is Panshanger. Then we have to go back down to Waltham Cross. I told you there's a lot of running around. For the 315, which runs to Harlow via Epping Forest and Epping into Waltham Cross. Not into Waltham, into Harlow via Thornwood Common and Potter Street. Then we have the 316 from Ongar to Loughton via North Weald, Coopersale, Epping, Thaden Boys, Abridge, Chigwell and Buckhurst Hill. The 317, which runs from Ongar to Chingford via Little End, Abridge, Chigwell and Buckhurst Hill. The 318, which runs from Ongar to Romford via Little End, Stapleford Abbots, Havering at Bower and Chase Cross. And then we have to move again for the 319, which runs from Harlow to Bishop Stortford via Roydon, Hunsdon, Widford, Much Haddam, Little Haddon and Cradle End. Then we have another heavy hitter on this map in the form of the 321 from Luton to Watford via Harpenden, St Albans and Bricket Wood. Then we have the 324 from Hatfield to Harlow via Hartingford-Bury, Hertford and Ware. It takes on the A414, I think that is, to go direct from Great Amwell into Harlow without having to go via Stansted St Margaret's. Then another heavy hitter we have is the 325 from Lister Hospital in Stevenage to St Albans via Stevenage Town Centre, Nebworth, Wilmer Green, Oaklands, Old Welwyn, Welwyn Garden City and Hatfield. Then back across to the other side of the map we have the 327 from Romford to Abridge via Chigwell Row. The 330 runs from Ware to Harlow via Stansted St Margaret's, Hoddesdon, Broxbourne, Lower Nasing and Tyler's Cross. The 331 runs from Ware to Stansted St Margaret's, with the 331A complementing it within Ware around the Quincy Road estate. The 332 runs from Ware to Stevenage via Wattonett Stone, Datchworth and Nebworth, and the 313 takes the main line from Hertford to Stevenage Lister Hospital via Wattonett Stone. The 334 runs from Hertford to Ware, the 335 from Hertford to Buntingford via Puckeridge and Browing. The 336 runs from Ware to Bishop Stortford via Puckeridge and Little Haddam. The 337 runs from Buntingford to Bishop Stortford via Puckeridge and Little Haddam, as well as Aspenden, Westmill and Browing. and it does that in Bishop Stortford, whereas the 336 does that. The 339 runs from Ware to St Margaret's via Wareside, Widford and Hunsdon, while the 343 runs from Hertford to Welwyn Garden City via Bramfield, Burnham Green and Diggswell. Diggswell is where Welwyn North Station is, if you're not familiar. The 353 runs from Stevenage to Aspendon via Walkham, Cromer, Cottered and Buntingford. And the 366 is another fairly realistic route. It's based on a route that does exist, and I can't find it. Waltham Cross to Debden via Waltham Abbey, Epping Forest and Loughton. The 367, which needs a massive rework, runs from Enfield Island Village to Loughton via Waltham Cross and the Epping Forest. The 374 runs from Hitchin down to St Albans via Gosmore, Preston, Whitwell, Kempton and Wheathampstead, coming into St Albans through Sandridge. The 382 runs from St Albans to Cuffley via Coney Heath, North Mims, Welham Green, Brookmans Park, North Orr. The 383 runs from Potters Bar to Welwyn Garden City via Welham Green, Hatfield, Stanborough and Lemsford. And the 384 runs from Barnet to St Albans, Barnet Hospital to St Albans via High Barnet Station, Chipping Barnet, Hadley, Potters Bar, South Mims and London Coney, which is basically the original form of the 84. We have a bunch of school buses, but I'm just going to check for any normal routes. There are no more normal routes. So let's get to our school buses before I get on to the big boys. We have the 600, which runs from Great Offley to Hitchin Boys School. There we are, Great Offley to Hitchin Boys. We have the 601 from Lower Shearing to Churchgate School. You know what, let's group this by school. So yeah, the 600 serves Hitchin Boys from Great Offley. The 601 serves Hitchin Boys from Purton. The 603 serves Hitchin Boys from Letchworth. Is that all of Hitchin Boys' links? Yes, it is. Then we have Churchgate School, which is served by the 601 from Lower Shearing and Sawbridgeworth. The 604, which is served from Hatfield Heath. And the 613, which is served from Latin Bush and Harlow Town Centre. Next is St Mary's in down here in Churchgate. The 610 serves it from Chase Farm. The 611 serves it from Broxbourne. The 613 serves it from Latin. Nope, I've already done that one. The 643 serves it from Cuffley. And that's that. I think there's two more schools left. It's Amwell View. Amwell View, I think, is the next one. No, it's Coopersdale Hall. So we have... we have Wells Park and Amwell View. So we have the 616, which serves Coopersdale Hall from North Weald. The 626... No, that's different. Coopersdale Hall... and the 666. There we go. Which serves Coopersdale Hall from Loughton, Debden and Thaden Boyce. Next is Amwell View School, which we are serving with the 630 from Broxbourne, the 631 from Ware and Stansted Abbots, the 632 from Bengio, and the 632 from Bengio. There we go. Okay, so we've done Hitchin Boys, Churchgate, St Mary's and Amwell View. Next is Walkham, which we are serving. Walkham is just out of Stevenage, with the 653 from Elder Way through Stevenage Town Centre and Chels Manor, and the 657 from Broadwater. Oh, I've done the 666. We've also got London school buses, the 669, which serves Wells Park School from Seven Kings Station, and the 684, which serves East Barnet School from Barnet Hospital. Now we have the heavy hitters, the Green Line Express routes, starting with the 710 from Enfield Limited Stop to Welwyn Garden City via Waltham Cross, Broxbourne, Hoddesdon, then direct to Hertford, avoiding Ware, then again direct over to Welwyn Garden City. The other one we've got is the 717 from Enfield to Stansted Airport via Waltham Cross, Waltham Abbey, then onto the M25, then onto the M11 through Harlow, then back onto the M11 and direct into Stansted Airport. Upcoming, we have the 724. From currently in its current form, it would run from Harlow to Watford, via Ware, Hertford, Welwyn Garden City, Hatfield, St Albans, Bricket Wood, and terminating at Watford. But of course, just as the real one does, it will eventually run to Heathrow Airport. And the 737, which will run from Luton Airport to Stansted Airport via Luton Town Centre, Hitchin, Lister Hospital, Stevenage, Walkern, Cotterwood, Buntingford, Puckeridge, Standon, Little Haddam, and Bishop Stortford. That's a lot. The network is very big. We are 26 minutes into the episode. My. London routes. I knew I'd forgotten something. So, we have the W14. I'll just go in order of how they come up. So we have the W14, which I have running from Whipps Cross Hospital to Haynell to the Low via Leytonstone Station, and this is Snaresbrook, this is South Woodford, that's Charlie Brown's roundabout, yes that is, that's Woodford Station, and then that is Grange Hill Station, there we go. Then we have the 41, which I alluded to earlier, running from Archway to Tottenham Hill, where the real 41 terminates, and continuing on to Chingford Mount. Then I have the 66 from Leytonstone to Romford, which is pretty much as it is in real life. It's a very nice route, very nice run along Eastern Avenue. If you get good lights, if every light's red, then it's an absolute drag. But if the lights are with you, then it's a nice run. Then there's the 102 from Brent Cross to Edmonton Green, which is pretty much as the real 102 goes, unless I've made any big mistakes, because I remember not being able to think of a way to improve the 102. It's a very, very nice orbital route. It doesn't really need to be much better than it is. Then we have the 142 from Brent Cross to Watford. A little change I made is that the real 142 pulls into Edgware bus station and then comes out the same way and continues up the Edgware Road. Whereas I have it come out of Edgware bus station and continue as it was to go up this way, and then rejoins the real 142 here. And then it comes into Watford pretty much as the real one does. Then I have the 181 from Ruislip to Golders Green through Harrow and Hendon. Harrow, Hendon and Brent Cross, I should say. The 182 runs from Ruislip to Edgware. The 251, which I alluded to earlier, again, with the Lion Cities. Where is that? It's over there. Very nice. Runs from Edgware to Wood Green, following the real 251 almost exactly, down to Arnos Grove, which is about here, and then just extending it down into Wood Green. Then we have the 258 from South Harrow to Watford Junction via Harrow Town Centre, Harrow Weald, Bushy Heath, Bushy and Watford Town Centre. The 268 from Northwick Park Hospital to South Oxley. The 279, which I've extended from its real terminus at Manor House, which is here, to Finsbury Park, which runs up, as the real one does, to Waltham Cross. The 284 runs from Barnet Western Way to Southgate via Barnet Hospital, Chipping Barnet and Hadley Wood. It also goes through Cockfosters. Yep, Cockfosters. Then there is the 288 from Edgware Broadfields Estate to Harrow, and the 289 from Edgware Broadfields Estate to Brent Cross. I think that is all of the London network. Yes, because I've covered the school buses. So routes that I have yet to implement. We have the 91, which is going to run from Abbots Langley through Watford Town Centre to South Oxley. The 306, which will run from New Barnet Station up to St Albans, via Chipping Barnet, Arkley, Barnet Gate, Boreham Wood, Shenley and London Coney. It goes in like that, not like that. That's what confused me. Then we have the 309 from Edgware to Southgate, which will run through Elstree, Boreham Wood, Arkley, Chipping Barnet, and past New Barnet Station, terminating at Southgate. Is that everything? Yes, because I've already gone through the green lines I'm not ready to put in yet. So, that is that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to... Ooh, do I want to? Am I ready? I don't technically have a repaint ready, but I want to put in... I want to start service on the 91 from Abbots Langley to South Oxley, because I know what I want to use on it, and it's a bit fun. So yeah, I don't have a repaint yet, so this is going to look a bit jank. But let's head down to Watford, where we currently have just 3 buses in the form of these Enviro 100 EVs. We have 8 drivers, we definitely need more than that. So let's get some more. There we go. There we go. There we go. And let's get a few more. And let's get some more, why not? This garage is going to be quite busy, so I am not afraid of running a lot of buses. Or a lot of drivers from this garage, because this is, again, going to be busy. How many drivers do I have now? 61. Brilliant. So, the timetable for the 91 is actually done. So, I'm just going to go and check what it actually needs. We need, wow, is it only every half hour? It is only every half hour. Okay. Cool. 8:59. Oh yeah, it's like back to back to back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's get 6 of them for the first of the new Watford Town services. This is a... I don't know if it's been released publicly yet, but it's going to be a... Where is it? Yutong U12. So this is going to be the YUL type. Because there are shorter variants of the U series available, I believe. I think there's a U10 and a U9, so... Either way, this is the U series bus, which is their new, stylish... I like the U series, it's really grown on me. But because I don't have a livery, we just make it this shade of green, which is what all of my unliveried green buses have. And then we'll make that like that. Perfect. This is a Yutong U12. I've not bought 8 of them, have I? Oh no, it was 6 that I was going to buy, wasn't it? Yes it was. Please ignore me while I'm being dumb. YUL type. I want 8 of them. No I don't, I want 6 of them. New bus. I really am being stupid today. 6 of them. YUL type. Right. 006600. And my standard light grey roof colour. There you go. There are our new Yutong U12s. they're going to look really, really good in the Capital Country livery. Before we get going on those, I'm going to show you the U11DDs we've got. They'll look like this, which is very nice. So yes, these are going to be the first YUL type buses in the National Busways fleet. So, Capital Country, and destination display Watford. Fleet number will be YUL1. License plate. License plate is going to be LC. Let's make these 26 plates, why not? It is 2026, but the 26 plate doesn't happen until March. And we'll have this first batch be YUA. There you go. And I will get the rest of these done in a happy little jump cut, because we are pushing it for time. And finally, we have UL6, better known as LC26YUG. So, yeah, I've decided that they're just going to be the UL type, because I didn't like 3 letters. The Y and the U just didn't... It was an aesthetic choice. Yes, I made an aesthetic choice about a fleet number. I really am that kind of person. Anyway, these are going to start on the Watford town runs. Whether or not they stay in Watford, I don't know, because they feel really fancy for Watford. But let's edit timetables so that... Oh, I was going to use ELEs. ELEs are Enviro 200 EVs. The new integrals. I think really these, certainly at least in the early days, would have gotten BYD electrics. There we go. And then let's head across to it. 91. And we'll activate the bus route now. That is the 91 from Abbots Langley to South Oxy. Takes 59 minutes each way, but it does have a substantial timing point at Watford Junction Station, because it is basically 2 circulars that join together at Watford Junction. So yeah, it's it does that. It does that thing. You have 10 assignments, but it is basically a full day, which is nice. So let's just get these manually assigned, because I've been having some problems with the assigning on this, with the shifts on this save. They've not been going quite as happily as I'd like, but I don't think I'm going to be getting any problems here. I have just the right number. In fact, I might even have one more than I need. Let's see. No, I don't have one more than I need unless I have... Nope, I thought I had one more than I needed. Nope, I have just enough. Well, that's fine. So, yes, there we go. There's our ULs. This save has a good number of 24-hour bus routes on it, because I wanted that, and Hertfordshire has a good history of night buses. And of course we've got London here as well. So we have the 142 that runs 24/7 between Brent Cross and Watford. We have the 321 that runs 24-hour between Watford and Luton. The 310 runs 24-hour between Enfield and Hertford. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But of course, on all of our main lines we do at least have very generous operating hours, particularly in London. And the 325 will be a 24-hour service when I extend it to Hemel Hempstead, which is just off here. But the 321 is going to be a massive service from Lister Hospital at top of Stevenage all the way through to Hemel Hempstead Station. It's going to be a very, very good service. And it already needs the double deckers that it has. So that's something. But yes, I will see you when we have something to look at on the 91. And it is now time to join this, I believe, is UL2 on the 91, and naturally for me, it's not following the bus. It is now. But the 91 runs from South Oxley up to Abbots Langley. South Oxley being where Carpenter's Park station is. I don't know why there's a dissonant, like a difference between the name of the town and the name of the railway station. But anywho, running past Watford Hospital and Watford Football Club, nice combination, through Watford Town Centre and into Watford Junction Station, and running out to towards Abbots Langley, where we are the only bus on this stretch of road, I think. No, not quite yet. We do share this stretch of road with a few, because we pass Watford Bus Garage, which is on the site of the old Watford Bus Garage. And heading up into Abbots Langley. And we terminate at Abbots Langley, and we sit for all of 1 or 2 minutes, and head back down towards Watford. But that has been the introduction to Capital Country Busways and Capital Country... this is hard. Capital Country Busways North and Capital Busways Northwest, North and East. And there will be a fair bit more where this came from, given, how much RAM costs these days. But yes, let's return to home base, which is Ware, and I will say goodbye from one of our very fetching greenline liveried Express Enviro 400 MMCs. So, yes, I will see you next week from Capital Country Busways. Bye-bye.